talk about because this case is already disturbed and being our problem for people in Indonesia. But before we continue, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning for all of you, chairperson, timekeeper, and all people in this room. Now, please allow me to introduce myself first. My name is Nur Audiwar Salsabila. As a first speaker, here I'm going to present about all my daddies and the daddies of my team, and explain the definition, and present about the main argument, and will explain a little bit. The second speaker, I am Abid Nabil Ridla Putra. He will explain about his own argument and explain more about my argument. The third speaker is Enya Cahya Kirana. She will explain more about all the argument from me and the second speaker, and you will give conclusion about all the speaker from first and second speaker. And the replay speaker, he will give all the conclusion from all of the speaker. Next is the definition of the motion. This house would intensify, would create or make intensive, maximize or optimize. Bribery case is an action taken by a person or a group of people by giving, paying or offering something in the form of material which will later influence action or decisions in order to facilitate an effort or in their interest, or in other words, give something in order to facilitate the desired business. Officials is some of people who works in organization or government and participates in the exercise of authority, whether it belongs to their superiors, the public or private property. Now, why this motion exists? Why does this motion exist? Because we know that this era right now, a lot of officials take this case is something that is a serious problem, and of course it gives effect for the citizens. Because of why? First, if the government didn't take this step, it will make more officials do this thing, and it will never stop. Because the official think that it's not a serious problem, like nobody watch it, nobody's gonna know, right? But with this step, it will make them say, I think I can't do this anymore. The government always watching us. Now there's a team that makes for watching us in every move we do. This will injustice for people who do a little thing but take a lot of time in jail. Different with officials who do violence, they only take half of time in jail. They only take half of the punishment, while of course they have to take the punishment in the full time. This is so urgent because every year, this case always grow and grow, and it makes the citizens who lost their trust with the officials. This motion is a first step to stop bribery case in our country for the future. What's the impact for the future will explain by second speaker of my team or team government. I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for your time.
The first speaker from the affirmative team spent 3 minutes 30 seconds.
My speech is 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, before I jump to my argument and set up, let me explain my rebuttal first. I get 2 points of the important thing about the first speaker of government brief. The first one is a lot of officials do massively bribery case in the status quo, right? But we say that we agree with that, but that is not exclusively in official. I believe that there is many aspect of life that is many stakeholder doing bribery case too. But what is media highlight is always official, and I believe that I will explain that in my mechanism. And my second rebuttal is how they bring a case that official is like if they bribery in jail, it is have a time in a jail. Yes, we say that, but that is just who media highlight, right? Like I said before in my first rebuttal, I believe that many stakeholder too, another stakeholder too, that pay bribery for their jail, but not highlight in media. I believe this is not paid for the for the another people through in the jail. So I believe this is a big scale of motion, and I will explain that in my argument. Background. Jump to my background, ladies and gentlemen and honorable jury. In today's era, a bribery case is really massive, right? In this today motion, we know that and agree that official doing massively bribery. I believe that is that is a massive case of bribery that more important in big scale, right? I believe that bribery is really bad thing and harmful for many people, right? Yes, so that we agree that bribery is bad. But honorable jury, what we found in this debate is problem that bribery is not only massively happen among officials. There are many bribery cases happen in our daily life, such as bribery case at office that who pre-employers pay to get slot at office. This is very harmful, right? For the other, imagine you study and work hard for be employers, but you lose against the cheating people who have bribery to come into the office. That is not fair for the who's really struggling hard for the office, right? So that's our standing here. We disagree with this motion because we believe that bribery case is not massively happen among the official, but bribery have a big more scale. I have two arguments. I have several arguments here. Before that, let's put some context in this debate. I will not define because government already said that, so I will characterize. The first one is stakeholder who commits some bribery. Okay, in opposition case, this is who stakeholder commit bribery is big scale, such as boss in office, lecturer in university, etc. And the second stakeholder is characterized as victim. In government side of the house, the victim will be in a scale that who get harm from official, right? Yeah, from the official. And compared to us, the victim will be all people who get harm from bribery case, such as pre-employed, pre-collegers, etc. One framing in this debate that opposition team mechanism, we are disagree with the motion, so that means we are not gonna stop intensify the vessel, but also all kind of life, all aspects such as in company, university, etc. And what we do is we can make an institutional that divided in every province, right? To control the bribery case, it was easier to control if we make an institutional branch in every province. Jump to my first argument. Why we can justify opposition team mechanism? I have several reasons for answering this question. Number one is priority. Jump to my first layer is I believe that what government side of the house want is also as the same such as the opposition wants. But to erase or lower the bribery case that massively happened, right? But in government world, I believe that's just a small case that I believe with my setup problem, our priority is really big here because many people get harmed. Many people in our world, in opposition world, is get harmed, like such as employee, student, pre-student. That is really we need to take care. We need to take care about that too. Not just people who victim that among the victim created by the amount. Not just though, but another people who case the bribery too. The second reason is principle of equality. I believe that official is also human, right? That they will be feel not fair if they are only the people who get all punished here. I know that it's harming people, but also another case too is also harming people, right? Like the boss in office or lecturer in university. Take example that in university, like I said before, imagine we as pre-collegers who really try hard in here, just because we are from poor people, why we can also feel the study in university, study like another people, right? We also want to feel that, but we lose again the cheater in here. So that is a really important case to bring in this motion to get some intensified too in this case. And principle of equality, this is fair to the victim and also to the who the crime, who the criminal. And the last reason is make a better fair rule. Like I said before, it is not just among official scale, but really big scale. Before, like I also talk about harm and another. I think that's it. Thank you so much.
The bribery, we know that, and why just the highlight the official because of why we just focusing to intensify the control of the case of the bribery case among the official because of the official is they who have the control of this country or have the power that when we start from the officials we can get trust from the citizens that we can get that to start that we will to expand this intensify for the bribery case in the future. So as they say that why we don't just get the new institutional to spread in this country. I think and I believe that it's hard to realize to get a new institutional for this country. Remembering this Indonesian is fast and that will get more economic problem in economic and need more people. And getting to my argument, why we are intensify the control of the bribery case among the official because of the case within these few years, according to Tribun, CNN, and Liputan article, and many more in the internet, there is more than 70 cases of the bribery among the officials within these few years. So, why we want to focusing on the bribery case first, even if you say that there is more case that was bigger than just bribery, but we can start from this bribery because it's like a simple thing or just a little thing, just one of the little things that if we can control this, how we control the big problem in the future. So we will start from this bribery case. So we can know how the government will taking care of this type of case and why you have to discuss about this motion because bribery can bring an injustice for the people or the victim, just like what my first speaker said. So let me explain to you what is the mechanism that we will intensify the control of the bribery case among the officials. That instead of build or make a new institutional, we can increase the intensify of the department that handle this case, like KPK and police department. So from that, we can just make some team or make a new team that have a qualification for that we can trust them to do this case, so that we can trust them they are not going to join this or get this bribery because of they got corrupt or something like that. So why we will intensify the control of the bribery case among the officials, because the impact is not just for the citizens or the victim itself, but it also have the impact for the official, that the officials will slowly losing trust from the other people or the citizens, that people will think that if this bribery case will always do over and over, that people or citizens will say that the official, we cannot trust the official because of they are just got the powers and the money, so they just like spend the money and they can win with that money. And the impact, if we intensify this control, we can gain more trust from the citizens that that we will know that if we intensify the control of the bribery, the officials for this official, the officials will like aware for they are doing this bribery case or another case like that. So they will. So we believe that if we intensify this control of bribery case, within the next few years, we believe that this bribery case will decrease, even if like step by step or just slowly, or it will be decreased as soon as possible. And that's all from me. Thank you.
The second affirmative speaker spent 5 minutes 22 seconds.
My argument, let's move into my rebuttal first. They said that they only intensify the officials because the officials is huge and has more power than the other layers of our society. We said that this cannot be justified because the bribery is not only due in the officials but also so many layers in our society such as education, economics, and the other aspects. They said, and then the second rebuttal, they said that the officials can be the one, for example, in our society. They explain the good impact that not making the future is better, but they don't explain about the impact that is then why officially is bribery. Why am I afraid? I can also bribery because my leader is also do a bribery, and that means I can also do a bribery, which is this make a really bad future in their side. And then moving into my argument, ladies and gentlemen, as the opposition side of the house, we believe that we cannot intensify the control of bribery case among officials because you know that every people or individual in our society is not only the part of officials that doing the bribery activities. Because of that, we reject, and as the opposition side of the house, we are going to make the new mechanism where not only the bribery case among officials is intensified, but also all of the kinds of society, because you know the honorable educator, the bribery is a thing where people are paying and get paid to make something or some work goes well by bribery. And you know that we as the opposition side of the house also cannot justify where this thing is happening in all of the layers in our society groups, because you know, as the opposition side of the house, we exactly realize that bribery is not good in our own society because it has such a negative impact to us in our society. But we, as the opposition side of the house, will not going to intensify the bribery in the officials only. We are gonna make intensify control the bribery among all of the layers in our society. The honorable educator, if we only intensify the control of bribery case among officials, as the opposition side of the house, we said that yeah, we should indeed intensify them, but also just realize the honorable educator that not only the officials that we should intensify the case of the bribery in it, but also in every layers of our own society. And this will going to be good for the future because as the opposition side of the house, we also include the huge layers in all of our society to intensify the bribery case. And then when we do this thing, our work will be more better because, for example, you are in the school, you really working hard and then achieving your dreams to becoming the #1 ranking of your own classes. And because of that, you really working hard for that. But then there is one student who is rich and got so much money from their parents, and because of that, this rich kid is paying the teacher to be the #1 of ranking in their class. And because of that, officially this rich kid already done a bribery case where this is not fair and unacceptable in our own society. And then the working hard kid will not get appreciated because of the working hard that this kid done. It's get cheated with the rich kid, and this is not fair in our society. In our own world, only officials are getting intensified because of this motion because of the motion. On another side, as the opposition side of the house, we will make a better world where all of the players in our society will get the same justice and equality. Even if the government side of the house coming into this debate and saying that we should intensify the case of bribery in the officials because of the officials are ruling our society. The honorable educator, the government side of the house, are ruling our society, and this will be more worse if we let them do the bribery in the government society. But as the opposition side of the house, in our own group, will be fair because not only officials are doing the bribery action, but also there are so many kinds of layers in our society that doing the bribery. And not only the officials, but you need to realize that in our society of the house, we're going to make the world in the status quo is better because we intensify all of the layers that is including our society. While in the government side of the house, they are just going to intensify the bribery case of officials, which we cannot justify. The thing where the officials are only intensified, not all of the layers in our society, such as in the education, neighborhood economics, tourism, and etc., and many other aspects in our society, and not just in official society. And then because of that, as the opposition side of the house, we disagree with this motion where only officials are get intensified because of the bribery case that they bring, and not on the other aspect, like as I said before, and this will bring more justice and equality to our world where the opposition side of the house deserves to win in this debate. Thank you so much.
The second negative speaker spent 5 minutes 34 seconds. 5 minutes 34 seconds. We invite the third speaker of the affirmative team to deliver her speech.
Okay, good morning, dear educators. Good morning, dear opposition team. Good morning, dear person and timekeeper. So, I'm here as the third speaker of the government team, or you can say the government whip. All of you know that this motion that we're talking about today is this House would intensify the control of bribery among the officials. Before I explain further about the arguments of my friends, I will first rebuttal from the first speaker and the second speaker of opposition team. We also know that the bribery cases are done by a lot of people, not only the officials. We also know that this bribery case is a massive case that happens to all of the people in the country. Can be done by all of the people in the country. But why are we focused on the cases of the officials? Firstly, we all know that the official is the one who takes steps on the country structure law itself. Therefore, it's normal for media to highlight it. But it's not that we do not care about the other bribery case, but why should we intensify the bribery cases among the officials first? How can we solve any bribery case among the citizens when we haven't even controlled the case among the law actually itself? How will we as the government take care of citizens' problems while it's laying on our own feet too? Then what would happen if the citizens who do bribery case bribe the own officials too? I mean, let's take an example. If we take care of the citizens' bribery case, while this citizen know that the officials can be bribed too, it can be more circular, and the bribe case will never go end. Therefore, we need to stop at the officials level first. As we all know that if we want to clean all of the problems here, we need to clean from the top, so it's not dripping to the bottom.
Okay.
And why are we, as I already said that, why are we intensifying the control of bribery case among the officials? It's going to be a domino effect to the people below from the officials. common citizen will aware that even people with power, such as officials, and all of the wealth that they have is also handled. Not to mention them who don't, who the wealth is below than the officials and the power is below than the officials. The next is, as my second speaker already said, that the solution we are giving here is we need to increase the watch to control the bribery case by intensifying each department that handle this bribery, such bribery case, such as KPK and police special department that handle this special case. By doing this, we want to make awareness to people and those officials who did bribery and those who are going to do the bribery. The conclusion of our all argument that bribery case is urgent to be controlled among the officials because it will affect thoughts a lot of people, even among the officials and between the officials and the citizens. And my last sentence is, we need to solve the case among the law force actor itself than to the citizen itself. I believe we would make a better country with it. Thank you so much. Good morning.
The third is affirmative speaker, 4 minutes, 3 seconds.
Alright?
4 minutes, 3 seconds.
Good morning, everyone. I'm the first speaker of the team. So, I have some rebuttal for the first, second, and third speaker of government team. For the first speaker, I heard that she said want to maximize or give some what is she didn't explain about the effect for a citizen, the effect of the bribery case for the citizen. They didn't give any. They didn't give any example or evidence about the effect for citizen by the bribery case that did by the official. And I heard she said that it's not fair for the people who do small things that related to bribery case and spend their life in jail, but the official who do the bribery case didn't get the same punishment. That's why in our world we want to control the bribery case not only among the official but also in society. And my rebuttal for second speaker of the government team is why they say that why just focusing the official, because they have power and the official have power. But it wants to say that the one who have power is not only the official, it can be investor in our country or someone who have company that can give benefit to our country such as visa. And the second speaker of the government team said that there will be a problem of funding if we want to make or spread the institutional in every province. I want to say that there is nothing impossible. We can start from small things. We can make like small institutional that won't consume country money. And my rebuttal for third speaker, they agree that this is a massive case, and I do agree about that. But they say that how can we take control of the bribery case in society if we cannot control the case among the official? But I want to say that's why we want to balance it between official and society, so we can do it at the same time and minimize the case. Imagine that this has become a bad explain of society, like my second speaker said that, and you are not going to the problem under the official. So, the explanation of my first speaker, he already said that about our mechanism that we want to make an institutional that applies in every province, and also it's easier for us to take control the cases of bribery if we have range in several provinces. It's we don't have to make a big institutional, but we can start from small thing, right? And nothing impossible, as I said before. We know it's such a relevant mechanism that we can apply in society. And the argument of my first speaker also, what media highlight is not only the bribery among the official, but they put aside the bribery case among the society, such as pre-employed that do bribery by giving money to the recruitment team or any beneficial thing that would give benefit to the company itself. So I found some flashes, like one flashes from this debate, that it might be the best case from government thing that they want to intensify to control the bribery case, or maybe their goal is to abolish this case, this bribery case, among the official. Otherwise, there are more bribery cases that happen in society, and of course, the good thing is only happen in official, not in society. So we want to control the bribery case not only among the official but also in society. That's our basic risk. It's not fair if we only control the bribery case among the official. Such as my first speaker said, there's a principle of equality, because official is also a human and citizen is also a human, so we need to equal them. So our conclusion is we do agree that bribery case is a bad thing or is an inappropriate thing, and we must intensify to control it. But we believe that we must take control the cases not only among the official but also in society, so that we can reach wide scale of controlling this bribery case. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, in my reference speech, I have two parts I get in this debate. The first one is which side make a better law of the bribery case. Yes, first like this. First, government said that this is important thing, that official bribery case is really important thing and massively happen in our status quo. But we also and the opposition team also answered that. We responded like we said that official is not the only important thing in here. All aspect of life is also important in here, so that we contact that. So the second government said, the second layer is second government said that official science example of society, and we already responded and make some question that what if this is official make a bad such as bad explain for the society. I believe I believe that if the leader make a bribery case, the followers too, the followers too can allow can commit to the bribery case because the leader also make a bribery case, right? The followers not gonna feel scared of doing bribery case. I believe you also take care. I believe that you also take care about the official, but not intensify. I believe in their mechanism, they also take care about intensify in another aspect like office boss or another, but not intensify. So they not intensify, but compared to us, we intensify all of aspect that I believe that all aspect will be clear in outside. And the third speaker of government said they asking to us that what we can hold this motion, we can holding this mechanism because it is too big scale. I think I also bring already clear setup from the first that we make an institutional from province. I think that is really I think the institutional can take care of that, and they also bring official is important. But I believe that all aspect in our work is important because that is where we take care of all aspect, right? And second class is which side fulfill the burden of proof. I believe with my proof, I already answered the burden of proof, such as we disagree this motion, and because this is a policy motion, so I make a counter mechanism, right? I think we also win this. And what the purpose of motion is the control of bribery case. Opposition team said already said that all aspect is more important. So with these two classes, I am proud super justice and make a better law from people. Thank you so much.
The reply speaker, Representative Stan, 3 minutes.
Thank you for the time, and I'm the reply speaker from the government team. And let me tell you why we should win this debate. That first of all, that we believe that if we intensify the control of bribery case among the official, it will impact the people below them. That make them aware and about this bribery case and another case like that. We are just focusing on the. Let me explain to you what is that I say that it will impact the people below them. That we're just focusing on the bribery thing, a bribery case, right? But it will impact another people and another aspect like case that is more like bribery. And the second of all, that we are just intensify for the among official, but it's we are not forgetting about the society that we intensify this official, but the bribery case for the society will still go like the way it is, and we bring the solution or the mechanism that is more efficient and not really have that more impact for the department or the other aspect. And the last is it will be not the bribery case will not be normalized again for the people and increase aware between people who wants to bribe and get that bribe. So that's all from me. Thank you.